Good morning and welcome to Talking Points, a very special edition of Talking Points here on WESN, your content capital. My name is Keaton Shaw, and we're all in a celebratory mood this morning as Trinidad and Tobago celebrates its 60th anniversary, its Diamond Jubilee of independence tomorrow. And though we would not be with you tomorrow, we thought, why not start from today? Alongside me this morning, once more, I'm privileged to have my co-host, colleague, good friend, former youth parliamentarian and host of One-on-One here on WESN Content Capital, Mr. Kemuel Pascal. Good morning, Kemuel.
Good morning, Keaton. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. It's certainly my pleasure to be here on the eve of our 60th independence anniversary.
Certainly, my friend. Well, it's good to see you once more. Mr. Sean Michael Small is not with us this morning. As you know, he is recovering from illness, but he is in good spirits. He's very anxious and eager to join us on the program once more, and fingers crossed that will be very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen. But Mr. Sean Michael Small extends Independence Day greetings to one and all here in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, Kemuel Pascal, first of all, listen, in any position, you always have to be willing to recognize when you are wrong, accept it, and apologize.
Yes.
And yes, we've had a debate about 7.5 million being spent on Independence Day celebrations. But I must be honest with you, though the decorations across Trinidad and Tobago, some might say it's generic, you know, it's just these red, white, and black tag flags again. The way that I've seen government buildings and even carriageways such as across the Queen's Park Savannah, by the Piarco International Airport, I must say I felt a great sense of pride. It's very, very beautiful.
Certainly, and that's what's intended in terms of not just by decorating, but understand that it's more than decorations. It's actually about nationalism and national pride here in Trinidad and Tobago. So that all those decorations that you're seeing give the sense that here's what we're celebrating 60 years of since our independence.
So as much as people have had that debate about we're celebrating 60 years, you know, what have we achieved in 60 years? Have we achieved our full potential? And maybe later on we can discuss that a bit. It is days like these, it is celebrations like these that really unite a nation, which, let's be honest, there are quite a number of fractures, you know, and whilst one might argue our democracy is stable or unstable, however they like to put it, still days like this, national pride, nationalism, patriotism, everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, every creed and race certainly celebrates what a wonderful, beautiful nation we are, and certainly that victory of independence, of democracy, of liberty.
Yeah, and you're absolutely correct. I mean, as you mentioned, some people may say, what have we gained in those 60 years, or what do we have to celebrate? But just the fact that we're here, we're alive, we're standing, we're in Trinidad and Tobago, a place where many other countries are going through turmoil and everything, it's certainly for us to celebrate here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Tobago certainly is blessed with many things, folks. I mean, yes, so on this program, you know, we certainly debate current affairs. We certainly speak a lot about the latest happenings, and of course, we speak only of fact. But Trinidad and Tobago is such a blessed and beautiful place. You know, as much as there's certain things that are happening that we don't necessarily like, that we don't necessarily appreciate, that we don't need, things that we can help. I'll be very honest with you, I don't often like to compare because every situation is different. Every situation is unique due to factors. But just taking a glance as to what's happening all across the world right now, every corner of the world, certainly the message that I heard from Mr. Darren Lee Singh on the program and acting ASP Ashraf Ali yesterday about we are so blessed in so many different ways that sometimes we just seem to forget about how privileged we are.
Yeah, that's it, as you mentioned. You don't like to compare, but if you just look at the things that Trinidad and Tobago has been able to achieve over the years and the strides that we have been able to make and the things that we are recognized for across not just across our region, but across the world, it's certainly a cause for us to celebrate and really hold on to those things as things that we own. And it's a time for us to unite as a nation coming into our 60th year of independence. Not only that, but we also came through 2 years of COVID. I mean, we're not at the height of the pandemic anymore, but even as we're able to celebrate on this 60th year, after 2 years of not being able to celebrate it, it's just for an opportunity for us to really and truly unite as a people.
Now, you're saying unite as people, it's an opportunity. What happens after tomorrow? What happens on Thursday, the 1st of September? What happens on Sunday, the 25th of September after Republic Day? What's going to happen? Are we going to forget about that opportunity? Is it going to go back to a state of normalcy where we only feel that sense of national pride, not only as a sporting event, but maybe on Independence Day and Republic Day?
Well, you see, that's for us as a people to recognize those who have caused us to become divided in whatever particular way, and it's for us to really come together and look at the things that are forced, because there are more things we have in common than things that separates us. So it's really an opportunity for us to say, here's what we can't just come together around independence or around Republic Day, but it's an opportunity for us to really and truly stick together, even going forward, and understanding that united, that as a united body, we will be able to do much more as a people.
You made a very excellent point there, Kemuel, in relation to that. There are a lot of things that we do have in common, and it is for that very reason, I believe, that often enough it is easier for us to see our differences. It's easier for us to actually pick at those differences and focus so much on those differences that it may cause disharmony. We may not feel that sense of unity. And that is my concern. Yes, we're celebrating 60 years. It might be the same thing at the 65th. It might be the same thing at the 70th, 75th, so on and so forth. Whatever is to come, it'll be the same thing. But is that sense of duty towards your nation, and I'm not even saying nationalism and patriotism, because one might argue they're basically the same thing, but is that sense of duty, are we losing that?
You see, and that's why I said in answering the question before that it's not, I didn't want to put it to, that it's our responsibility of our leaders, but I wanted to make it that it's the responsibility of us as people here in Trinidad and Tobago, for us to look at the things that unite us, and for us to be that change that we want to see in Trinidad and Tobago, to be that uniting force that keeps us together going forward, not just around independence or just around Republic Day or even just around Carnival, because our culture is something that certainly brings us together.
But it for some odd reason, it can also divide us. And again, I'm not, folks, please don't misinterpret what I'm stating. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not harping on about it. I'm very much in a celebratory mood. The point I'm trying to make, if you are listening very carefully, is that what happens after tomorrow? Is it that we forget about the beautiful wonders that is Trinidad and Tobago? The beautiful people that make up Trinidad and Tobago, because we are a rainbow nation.
Yeah,
we are
you're absolutely correct. Because if you look at, there's one particular thing that divides us, and that's on the line of politics. And when you look at politics, politics takes us over into race, because our leaders often speak about race, and all those things are things that divide us. Politics is that one main thing that divides us in Trinidad and Tobago.
But it's the one main thing, and I'm glad that you mentioned race as well, because for the life of me, in this day and age, especially Trinidad and Tobago, I still can't understand why racism is such an issue. Why is it still so prevalent? But I suppose that is the one weapon in a politician's arsenal that they utilize, and that's where they gain, because people have not forgotten where we came from.
Yes.
People haven't forgotten what Trinidad and Tobago went through, and the people who built Trinidad and Tobago, what they went through, our ancestors, our forefathers. But it seems as though, whilst we are not going to forget that, you know, keeping that memory will always remind us of how much we've grown. It seems as though we hold on to it to the extent that it affects our ability to move forward. We're living by it.
We hold on to it because the people that we claim are our leaders and the people that we follow, they always throw it out us ever so often. And you and I have discussed this on the program before. And so, as I said, if it's that we as a people come together and forget those that are in leadership from a political standpoint, we will begin to understand where our strength lies.
Camille, I'm going to state the obvious. I've said it off air. But I should not feel discouraged to say it on air. The mere fact that on this program there's an Indo-Trinbagonian, there's an Afro-Trinbagonian, and very soon there's a fair-skinned Trinbagonian who's mixed with many things, by the way. That in itself speaks a lot, especially since we're three young men that are able to do this. Because, listen, people have commented on it, people have stated it. This right here is a sense of unity and harmony that we don't often see.
Yeah.
But I'm more so proud that the fact that we're three young individuals that are able to show the older minds that, listen, your way of thinking is completely outdated. But let's not focus too much on these negatives. Having these conversations are positives.
Yes.
Because come the 1st of September, hopefully, it makes some sort of difference, as little as it may be. What they say, as small as a mustard seed.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this morning Talking Point, a very special edition. So throughout the program, we will be actually playing a couple clips, not only to remind us of how grand we are as a nation, but also remind us where we came from, what we are, and probably where we're heading. Let's take and let's enjoy this moment, actually. Let's listen to this tune of ours and remind us the portrait of Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad is my land, and of it I am proud and glad. But I can't understand why some people just talk it bad. But I know all of them we running them out. Don't know where they're talking about. They will paint your black every day, and the right things they will never say. Like our sportsmen being rated among the best. Our scholars have sit and passed every test and put us right alongside the rest. But then our pitch lake is the greatest one of its kind. Our sugar and oil is really refined. So you see, friends, this is a real thing, so no man's mind. They just talk some nonsense. Me ain't know where they're doing it for. About so much violence, man, you would swear that we fighting war. Of course, we have we delinquents to face, but just like any other place, look, things that I say about here is really too much for me to bear, because my people are daily making progress without any form of stupidness, and in this way we must gain success. For when we move in, we all move as one body, no bickering between you and me. For our policy stands for racial equality. Now when a stranger spending a little time in this lovely isle, every day you see him, he always have a hearty smile. When his time is up to depart, he would say with pride in heart, I'll be back, you could bet your life. And if I can't come, I go send my wife. And then he'll tell you he really wants her to come, to drink some rum and have plenty fun. in this great island in the sun. For Trinidadian, as foreigners to recall, it doesn't matter whether big or small, or if you're rich or poor, friends, we cater for one and all. So all of them we're talking, they either drunk or they're staring mad, or maybe they forgetting Mr. Universe belongs to Trinidad. And yet we have men of talent and skill, with high hopes of improving still. And if you think all this is a lie, the mighty sniper won't tell you why. Now our steel bands is the best talent in this world. Like calypsos or stories are told, which is written to touch your soul. So Trinidad, this lovely land of my book, small but overwhelming in world. And as you know, Carnival is the greatest frolic on earth.
Happy Independence from Motor Care and Maintenance MCM Limited for all your vehicle repairs, diesel and gas. Approved vehicle inspection station. Celebrate and enjoy life in your fully electric and hybrid Mini. Happy Independence TNT from LaFast Motors.
Nuance Security and Solar Systems Limited, ensuring value with renewable energy solutions for all.
We celebrate with TNT, Medical Associates Private Hospital, offering cutting-edge technology for all our customers' health issues.
You can become a highly trained emergency response professional that can operate in the health, corporate, industrial, and educational sectors. Tech EMS courses include EMT, AEMT, paramedic, BLS, ACLS, PALS, first aid, CPR, AED, and other courses.
Happy Independence from Tech EMS Training Academy.
What's your choice? Choice Optical. That's my choice.
With society plagued by a host of issues, with debates surrounding our urgent concerns falling short, with questions of our future not always being answered.
The conversation continues. Join me, Kemuel Pascal, as the voice of the youth comes to life. We will confront the controversial topics of today's world to gain answers that are key for a better tomorrow. One and One with me, Kemuel Pascal. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Only on WESN, Content Capital.
Welcome to the American University of Barbados School of Medicine. We offer 2 comprehensive MD programs, 5.5-year program for high school finishers, and 4-year program for college graduates.
The American University of Barbados has been accredited with the Barbados Accreditation Council, BAC, and has been accredited
by CAMHP.
As the medical school has affiliate hospitals at Baltimore and Chicago in the USA and the Caribbean islands.
Register early for September 2022. The Guide family has been serving TNT for over 70 years. From the management and staff of JE Guide Funeral Home and Crematorium, Happy Independence. Independence greetings from J&A Supermarket and Deli on the Avenue. For your grocery items, market items, grab-and-go meals, plus mobile phones and accessories.
Rise to the occasion with Cocky Lucky, exclusively sold at the Big Mike Wellness Center.
Number 19 Market Street in Aruka. Contact 346-26 or 338-7775.
Enjoy your independence. The Retail Warehouse Christmas Village is open. This independence, get a massive 50% off selected items while stocks last. When you need land, a home, or investment property, step-by-step property consultancy and management can help you. Happy Independence.
Every day's a blessed day.
Ah yes, Trinidad is my land. Trinbago is my land, and of it I am proud and glad. Camille, you know who sang that song?
No, but I can probably check.
It's the Mighty Sniper. There's one thing that I must admit. You see Calypso and Back in Time's Calypso and So Calypso and all that. Boy, I love it.
Yeah, I do know that you are a fan of that.
I certainly, well, you know me. I'm an old man and an old soul in a young body.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, folks, welcome back to the program. Thank you for sticking with us. We have about 10 minutes before we go to our next rendition of what I believe Trinidad and Tobago is. Well, Camille and I think Trinidad and Tobago is and represents, but we must. As much as we celebrate Independence Day, you know, do any of us ever go back to the history books, or in this instance, YouTube, to take a look at what really happened on that night?
No, I don't even think most of us, we've probably heard the audio via radio, whatever, but we've never actually looked at it and what it was, the process was like.
And certainly, we all know Dr. Eric Williams, the founding father of the nation, the first Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. But we often forget that there was somebody, though he was the opposition leader, he was with Dr. Williams on this journey to bring independence to Trinidad and Tobago. And that is Dr. Richard Capel.
Yes.
So we forget about that as well. In fact, this morning we're very privileged because our editors are absolutely fantastic here at WESN. And we have a clip of Dr. Eric Williams and Dr. Rudranath Kapildeo. This is from the independence speech. Let's take a look.
The first responsibility that devolves upon you is the protection and promotion of your democracy. Democracy means more, much more, than the right to vote, and one vote for every man and every woman of the prescribed age. Democracy means recognition of the rights of others. Democracy means the equality of all in the eyes of the law. Democracy means equality of opportunity for all in education, in the public service, and in private employment. I repeat, and in private employment. Democracy means responsibility of the government to its citizens, the protection of the citizens from the exercise of arbitrary power and the violation of human freedom and individual rights. Democracy means freedom of worship for all and the subordination of the rights of any one race to the overriding right of the human race. Democracy means freedom of expression and assembly and organization. All that is democracy. All that is our democracy, to which I call upon all citizens to dedicate themselves on this our Independence Day. This is what I meant when I gave the nation as its slogan for all time: discipline, production, tolerance. Our national flag belongs to all of us. Our national coat of arms with our national birds inscribed therein is the sacred trust of all our citizens. So it is today. Please, I urge you, let it always be so. Let us always be able to say with the psalmist, "Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity."
Discipline, production, tolerance. These are our goals. Discipline, both personal and collective. Greater production at all levels. Tolerance of the other's point of view or religion or social custom. Leader of the opposition, Dr. Capildale, now speaks.
May it please Your Royal Highness to accept our sincerest thanks from this side of the House for the signal honor you have so graciously bestowed upon us by being present among us on this unforgettable occasion. It is fitting that at this historic moment, independence is heralded with the adornment and luster of British parliamentary democracy, and that it is dedicated to the British parliamentary tradition. Every such dedication is a barrier which evil minds will have to surmount in order to advance into totalitarian paths. Nevertheless, we enter the future with high hopes and with unbounded confidence in ourselves, we and the other side of the House.
Wonderful archived footage from the Government Information Services, and it's something that we do not see, something that our children do not hear about, something that our children do not know about. And I mean, the commentator in me would instantly say that, look, there's the future government and then the future opposition working together to unite for Trinidad and Tobago's independence. But I don't want to get too much into the political side. What I want to really discuss is, I mentioned our children not knowing much about their history. But a simple thing, our watchwords, discipline, tolerance, and production, and I think you brought this up actually during the speech by Dr. Williams.
Yeah.
Have we really in 60 years achieved that sense of discipline, tolerance, and production? Have we lived by our watchwords?
Certainly not. Maybe back then, but if you look at our society right now, we have basically forgotten our watchwords. If you ask someone, what are the national watchwords of Trinidad and Tobago, they probably more than likely wouldn't know. If you ask them, what is the motto of Trinidad and Tobago, they probably wouldn't know.
But, okay, I hear you. So what's the point of watchwords? What's the point of a national motto if it is that we don't even understand what they mean or what it's intended for?
And that's it. That's where school comes in and parents come in. They are the ones that are supposed to teach their children what are the significance of these particular words, not just our motto, but also our watchwords, and why Dr. Eric Williams would have chosen those words even back then. And as you mentioned, those clips that we just showed, they are available on YouTube, and persons can go and look at it, show it to your children, let them understand the significance, even of the place where they were standing, that's the Red House, right along Abercrombie Street in Port of Spain.
And by the way, as Camille mentioned, it is available online, the entire speech. That was just a small clip of the entire speech. So yes, if you do get the opportunity, go take a look at it. I must mention a very, very special good morning to Miss Janice Lawrence Clark. My God, this lady really is probably one of our biggest support systems.
Yes.
And really, along the way, she even sends us commentary via social media. But this morning, how can I put it, boy? Your charm is showing, Miss Janice Lawrence Clark. We appreciate the compliments, and thank you for always being with us and joining us. And to all our viewers as well, by the way, we have our professor from Chaguanas, whom I did not hear from yesterday. I hope I hear from him this morning. And we have whom, honestly, Camille.
But most people know Miss Janice by Miss Santa Cruz.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. The lady with the good news, yes. Miss Santa Cruz. And I also, the farmer from Mearo. Yes. The gentleman from Arima who has been calling, making some good points.
Mr. Fisherman from Claxton Bay.
Mr. Fisherman from Claxton Bay was the very first call.
Wow.
Then we have Miss Diggo Martin. Miss Diggo Martin calls in. And it's so nice always
Even Mr. Diggo Martin as well.
And I was just about to speak about him because when Mr. Diggo Martin calls in, the elderly gentleman from Diggo Martin, and he speaks about his grandchildren and his family and what it was like growing up. I hope he doesn't take this in an offensive way, but I don't know. I feel like one of his grandchildren. I feel like he's a grandfather to me because I enjoy hearing this man's voice.
Yes, you're correct.
I enjoy hearing his contributions. But you know, a simple little thing like, good morning, gentlemen, and thank you for taking my call. Have a good day.
It speaks about his upbringing. I mean,
yes.
He's from back in the day, and of course, he speaks in that particular way.
And it's a prime example of what we would want our parents. So our very, very good friend and caller from Digicel, the elderly gentleman, we don't know your name, we're sorry, but we're so happy that you're with us. And I must make a very special mention to a gentleman who I have not heard from in a long time. And it's another gentleman from Digicel. He called in here a couple of times. Sometimes on air we had little disagreements. But I think you were here when he called back in, and he apologized. And to me, you see that level of courage. I have respect for that. So I hope to hear from you again. So happy Independence Day to all our viewers, all our callers, and we're just glad that you're with us. So, as I mentioned before, as we're getting back into it, because I had to mention that caller from Digicel about upbringing and whatnot, discipline, tolerance, production. Together we aspire, together we achieve. Again, it seems as though it's just words that we stamp onto a coat of arms, onto an official document. But we've forgotten about it. And you're right, education has also failed us to a certain extent. Because there is a lack of education.
Yeah, because this is taught in social studies, but I don't think that the significance of it is really taught. And what it is that it's taught there, and then students, they'll forget it after a time, and eventually just grow into adulthood and they just live their lives. But if it's something that we're constantly reminded of on a daily basis, in fact, you would know that there's the government television station back in the day used to start off the morning with the national anthem.
Yes.
And we don't do that anymore. So people have forgotten where Trinidad and Tobago came from.
Camille, Camille, I used to remember when they used to sign off at night.
Yeah.
And then sign back on in the morning. You're right, the first thing they would do is play the national anthem. And with that, you mentioned social studies. The importance and significance of social studies, I don't think people appreciate that anymore. And it's a topic, it's a subject that as much as we know about English, as much as we know about mathematics and comprehension and composition and whatever else, I think there needs to be greater focus on social studies.
And not just at that particular level, as I mentioned, continuously reminding our students of the importance and the significance of things like these, and not just understand that independence isn't just a day, but it's actually for us to celebrate as a country.
Certainly. Well, as we are about to take our second commercial break here on the show this morning, Camille and I, this video, essentially, a beautiful song that represents the building of Trinidad and Tobago and the unity that could exist within Trinidad and Tobago. And the video itself, well, it certainly brought goosebumps to me because it shows us what we can do, and we could probably take a learning lesson from it. So here's a video from David Rudder's Ganges Meets the Nile.
Many rivers flow to this naked isle, bringing fear and pain, but also a brand new style. As the river flows, there are those who will change its passage, but every common man got to understand up and send a message. And people, put up your hand if you understand. Now come, see how we moving, watch how we grooving, see how we step in style. One lovely nation under a groove. The Ganges done meet the Nile, 'cause the people got the power and the glory. See how we float in style. One lovely nation heading to salvation. The Ganges done meet the Nile.
Come for holiday, get some sunshine therapy, melt all the distress and pain.
Happy Independence from Motor Care and Maintenance MCM Limited for all your vehicle repairs, diesel and gas. Approved vehicle inspection station. Celebrate and enjoy life in your fully electric and hybrid Mini. Happy Independence TNT from LaFast Motors.
Nuance Security and Solar Systems Limited, ensuring value with renewable energy solutions for all.
We celebrate with TNT, Medical Associates Private Hospital, offering cutting-edge technology for all our customers' health issues.
You can become a highly trained emergency response professional that can operate in the health, corporate, industrial, and educational sectors. Tech EMS courses include EMT, AEMT, paramedic, BLS, ACLS, PALS, First Aid, CPR, AED, and other courses.
Happy Independence from Tech EMS Training Academy.
What's your choice? Choice Optical. That's my choice.
The issue, the continued rise in the price of flour and its impact on the cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago. How should we go about it? I want to ask you what has been revealed to you about the state of vulnerability in the country because of this exercise and because of what we're going through. Is the government losing the war on the vaccine front?
The discussion should revolve around the common good for the greatest number of people in Trinidad and Tobago.
How do we inculcate a sense of respect and regard for people who may not be of your own political ilk or persuasion?
The communities are now being used by political opportunists. So
when the tables are turned, it's the same way. Okay, this has been 10 questions. I'm Andy Johnson, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome to the American University of Barbados School of Medicine. We offer 2 comprehensive MD programs. 5.5-year program for high school finishers, and 4-year program for college graduates.
The American University of Barbados has been accredited with the Barbados Accreditation Council, BAC, and has been accredited
by CAMHP.
As the medical school has affiliate hospitals at Baltimore and Chicago in the USA and the Caribbean islands.
Register early for September 2022. The Guide family has been serving TNT for over 70 years. From the management and staff of JE Guide Funeral Home and Crematorium, Happy Independence.
Fan Zone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Independence greetings from J&A Supermarket and Deli on the Avenue for your grocery items, market items, grab-and-go meals, plus mobile phones and accessories.
Rise to the occasion with Cocky Lucky, exclusively sold at the Big Mike Wellness Center.
Number 19 Market Street in Aruka. Contact 346-26 or 338-7775.
Enjoy your independence. The Retail Warehouse Christmas Village is open. This independence, get a massive 50% off selected items while stocks last. When you need land, a home, or investment property, step-by-step property consultancy and management can help you. Happy Independence.
I wonder if Dr. Eric Williams and Dr. Capeleo were alive today, what they would be thinking and what they would be saying about how Trinidad and Tobago has evolved over the last 60 years.
And has developed, yeah.
Certainly. I wonder what their thoughts would be. Have we really achieved our full potential in the last 60 years?
No, we certainly have not. I mean, we have punched above our weight, as someone said last night, but I know we can do much more.
And I think we will. Yeah, I think we will do much more. I think we will grow a lot stronger and a lot better. And I keep emphasizing it more so on this station and this program, that it's really up to the younger generation. It's truly up to their involvement. And I hope there's great investment in the younger generations. I hope there's also greater support. I think,
investment in the right area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Experience is great, Camille. And you want that guidance and that experience, but we don't want to be stifled. You know? And I think that's a message from all youth, to our parents. We want your guidance.
Yeah, we want a seat at the table. We want to make the decisions as well.
Yeah. And it's not because, I don't think for one moment that we're incapable of making decisions.
Correct.
We may not, our thinking may be flawed, but that's where you're there to guide us, you know, and help us through. Not necessarily there to influence the decision process, but to help instill some form of critical thinking within our minds. And that in itself is independence. That level of critical thinking, yes, and appreciation for one being able to make decisions by themselves or to think something through. That is independence.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. That's where it comes in, and I think that's where Trinidad and Tobago has moved from, in a sense, of understanding what independence really means for us and how we should have gone about things over the years.
But think about the symbolism of the Union Jack being lowered and the Trinidad and Tobago flag being raised. A lot of symbolism there. I mean,
yeah, because I think most people don't understand when they pass in front of the Red House. That spot that the flag is there, with all the restorations that they did, that spot was not moved. That spot is marked as something that is significant and has a lot of significance to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's the very spot that they stood. How many of 50 years ago?
Well, the United States
60 years ago.
6 years ago. The United States has the eternal flame, and we actually have that spot. Very much significance. In fact, why don't we take you back a little bit? Let's take a look at the flag raising ceremony that happened 60 years ago.
Representatives from over 50 nations were present when the Union Jack was lowered, marking the end of alien rule. On the stroke of midnight, our own national flag, red, white and black, rose gracefully to the top, marking the attainment of freedom.
Well, there's an obvious debate that throughout the years has actually been brought up. It disappears, it's brought up once more, but I think now it's being brought up again, and it's certainly a conversation that I don't think we should shy away from.
Yeah, and you're right. I listened to the narrator as he narrated the Union Jack being lower than our national flag being raised, and he mentioned the fact that it marked the end of so many of years of alien rule, and that particularly stood out to me. And as I was mentioning to you, a lot of people of the opinion that we should have remained, we should have remained under British rule. And as I was telling you, it's something that some people may be angered by because they may think that Trinidad and Tobago has developed in a particular way that they are fine with. And I'm not saying that I'm in support of remaining under British rule, but I'm happy for where we are right now.
I hear you. My response would be, I agree. I don't think that we should still be under British rule.
Correct.
Independence certainly is, independence is a responsibility. And a responsibility of which I do not think that we have taken quite seriously beyond Independence Day celebrations. It is a great responsibility. And though I disagree about being under British rule, it's not difficult to fathom why people would think such a thing, considering our state of affairs. At the end of the day, we were given an opportunity of which I wouldn't say we failed at. I think there are many obstacles along the way, and we've actually fallen to them. And our issue is we're strong as a nation, we're strong as a people, but we found great difficulty in rising from those obstacles. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, at times we live by those obstacles because we think that those obstacles are essentially what there is. There's nothing beyond those obstacles.
Or the thing that defines us.
Exactly. Yeah. And one of the obvious obstacles is racism. But at the end of it all, where we are at as a nation, what we have achieved, you can say it's the people of Trinidad and Tobago who has achieved it. You can speak about politics, you can speak about governments. The people of Trinidad and Tobago, our ancestors, our forefathers, those who came before us, our fathers,
yes,
our mothers, they have worked hard, they've toiled hard, and they've made Trinidad and Tobago. But in that same light, in that same vein, where we have fallen short, it's because of the people as well.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right in saying that. As I mentioned, a lot of people share the view that we should have remained under British rule based on the circumstances that prevails at present, because the grass always seems greener on the other side. But they don't know that England has certain issues that they can't seem to get over. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago have fallen to some of the obstacles over the years, and I think, as I was mentioning to you, we have allowed those obstacles that we have fallen to define us, and things like issues of race, tribal politics, all those things put itself together, things like corruption, just simple things within our governance framework. We have allowed those things to define us, and we have not been able to move as a nation from those things to a place where we can actually say, here's what we know our problems, yes, but do we or are we putting forth any solutions in terms of moving forward as a nation? If we aren't putting forward any solutions, then it's essentially us remaining in the same place that we are in right now from a mental perspective.
It goes back to what the caller from Arima stated yesterday on the program, and the caller from Digger Martin, the elderly gentleman from Digger Martin. And both of them made very valuable points. It's a cultural reset. It's also a paradigm shift in terms of one's thinking and one's approach to things. As simple as it may seem, or as simple as it may be, a simple thing, and this is why I appreciate the point that was raised yesterday, about a simple little thing about saying good morning, saying thank you, simple little things such as mannerisms, can help a situation, can help one's thought process, can help one's approach. And yes, you've mentioned many things such as corruption, such as mismanagement, and all that, okay, those are negatives. But as you mentioned, to a certain extent, we have accepted it. We have allowed it. So as much as we may say, okay, politics, this and that, at the end of the day, we have a responsibility, and we as a people should take fault and blame for our downfalls.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct in just saying that, because it's that we, as I mentioned, we understand what our problems. We know that we have people who are very much capable of putting forth solutions.
Sorry to interrupt you. You said we know our problems. Okay, I agree with you. But do we understand our problems?
That's correct, because one thing is knowing them, but if you don't understand them, then you can't put forth solutions that will properly address those situations. And so it's certainly for us as a people to really recognize what we have been able to not just achieve, but the things that we are capable of, your potential, being able to harness and hone our potential going forward as a people in the future, and doing things which would allow us to really reach where we are supposed to reach as a nation.
So should we expect a waiting game of another 60 years before it comes to that?
Quite possibly, and if that's what we're, if our mindset doesn't change, then quite possibly we're looking at the same thing that we've seen over the last 60 years.
Well, Camille, I don't want to have the same conversation with you in 60 years' time. And if we do have the same conversation in 60 years' time, I hope with different results, with different facts now on the table.
Yes.
You know, but you know, there is one thing that we seem to forget, and that's effort.
Yeah.
That's effort. I think that mindset we spoke about, a paradigm shift, that lazy mentality also needs to change. One Calypsonian said it best, one legend: we can make it if we try.
Yeah.
Who am I speaking of? None other than the Black Stallion. Let's enjoy this song from him, and we'll go straight to news. When we return, we'll open up the phone lines. Enjoy.
So the treasury broke and they say that recession jamming. So foreign countries really start migrating. They lose faith in the country, they say we gone down the drain. They say no more could we see happy times again. But the will to recover in my people like have confidence. Although many may seem to feel that I talk it nonsense, but the majority of we decide we're not going to run, because now is the time to show we patriotism. For we country facing, it's dark, it's sour, so our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just get one more try, life would be much sweeter. From the time we analyze just what was the problem, yes, we start making very positive moves to solve them. We fire the old set of managers we had working, and it's a new group we went and we bring in. And if the goods we require, them new managers not supplying. When election time come back wrong, it's new ones we bring in. But if it's one thing about my people, I could guarantee that they would never ever put party before country. And now the country facing is dark, is sour, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life would be much sweeter. When the treasury was full and happy time, some was enjoying. It's in over and laugh until poor people was living. Now the treasury flat and the country come back to square one. Poor people remain on the same old ghetto injunction. But to get the economy return today on some footing, it's the same poor people 10 days and cola they're taking. And without social unrest, poor people paying the price, because they know for the country nothing too much to sacrifice. And if the country facing is dark, it's sour, so our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life would be much sweeter. Anytime that we hear Trimbago is facing a crisis, as loyal citizens it's our duty to stay and assist. For we know to ourselves there could never become a day we're not deaf to this country we can repay. So who want to focus, go, I have no objection. But while outside I want you to have some consideration, that that your country of birth is in its worst day in history. And we must do what we can, regardless where we may be. Our country facing its darkest hour, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever we feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want we always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life would be much sweeter.
Come party, get some sunshine therapy, melt all the distress and pain.
Here is your WESN News on the Hour. I am Denise Sinclair. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Health Minister hospitalized. CPO and Amalgamated Workers Union sign off on salary negotiations of 4%. Please pour in for fireworks to be further from the zoo. And internationally, 1/3 of Pakistan under flood waters. Now for the details. Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh has been hospitalized with the flu-like symptoms at the Arima Hospital. The minister was said to have presented to the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex, Mount Hope, last night after experiencing flu-like symptoms. A diagnosis of COVID-19 was ruled out. The minister was transferred to the Arima General Hospital for further management and observation. He remains in a stable condition. The Chief Personnel Officer, Dr. Daryl Dindial, and the Amalgamated Workers Union signed off on collective agreements for the periods 2014 to 2016 and 2017-2019. The parties would have met on 5 occasions plus virtually over the last 6 months and treated several outstanding issues affecting workers of the union. Some of the major items the parties agreed upon include a new job evaluation exercise for workers of the union, the alignment of rates of premiums and allowances enjoyed by other daily rated workers, and an increase of those rates, an increase in the rate of cost of living allowance, the provision of technical and vocational training, and a one-time buyout for retirees in 2014 and 2015 at $4,000 per retiree. The Embera Valley Zoo Welfare Officer Kimberly Hawaii is calling on the powers that be to not have the Independence Day fireworks displays done in close proximity to the zoo's compound. The launch site has been set up in the Queen's Park, Savannah, obliquely opposite the President's residence. Hawaii is asking for the display to be moved out of concern for the welfare of the animals at the zoo. The EMA publicly shared their recommendation that there be a ban on traditional noise-producing fireworks, and as such, the EMA would no longer be accepting noise variation applications for the use of fireworks. In international news now, 1/3 of Pakistan has been completely submerged in historic flooding, its climate minister says. Devastating flash floods have washed away roads, homes and crops, leaving a trail of deadly havoc across Pakistan. It's all one big ocean and there is no dry land to pump the water out, Sherry Rahman said, calling it a crisis of unimaginable proportions. At least 1,136 people have died since the monsoon season began in June, according to officials. Well, that was your news to the hour on WESN. I am Denise Sinclair. Thanks for watching.
Every day's a blessed day. I lost my reality.
We could make it if we try just a little harder. By the way,
Just a
thank you
little.
very much to Head of News Denise Sinclair for WSN's News on the Hour. Welcome back to Talking Point, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let's open up the phone lines now. Call in and join us on the program. We want to hear from you. Send us your Independence Day greetings. Say your voices. In fact, share with us your opinion. Again, same thing as yesterday, as what we've seen and what we witnessed over the last 60 years, and what we hope will change going forward, what we hope could be different. So the numbers on your screen. Camille Pascal and Keaton Shaw with you this morning. Sean Michael Small may not be with us in terms of you might not be hearing his voice, but I promise you that he is watching this morning. Camille Pascal. First of all, let's just send our well wishes to Ministers Paul Gopi-Skoon and Minister Terence Dialsing. You would have just seen in the news that he was taken to the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex last night with flu-like symptoms. He swabbed negative for COVID-19, but he is currently at the Arima General Hospital. So we wish him well as to Minister Paula Gopi-Skoon, who is currently fighting COVID-19. We have a caller on the line with us from Diggo Martin. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Well, I just called to wish you all a happy independence once more. And guys, you try and be safe out there. And I am enjoying the program. It's excellent. That Black Stallion Jr. boy, I tell you, we have some really good entertainers in this country, you know. Really, really great. He, David Rudder, boy, I tell you.
Yes.
I adore him. I also bring back memories for me because as a little boy, I was part of the Independence Day celebrations in the Oval. When the Queen, I stood right in front of the Queen, and you know I was dancing the Castellan, and our group was dancing the Castellan, and I was there, and she waved to me actually.
Okay, wow.
And I was very proud of that. And you know that this time of the year times bring back a lot of memories. I often see myself on television sometimes when they're showing the parade and so on and whatnot. I can enjoy those things.
Okay.
And well, I will divulge my name to you all this morning. My name is Stanley Joseph.
Mr. Joseph.
Yes, and don't let any fully. I'm of East Indian descent, but I am proud and I'm always grateful for being to be a citizen of this country.
Yes.
I love this country, and I will always love this country.
Yes, sir.
And I hope the people and the young people in this country, I adore your program and the way you all carry about yourselves. Sean, my friend, I hope you get well and come back to the studio. And it could be real nice if the three of you all could hold that show. Because Camille is a very good gentleman as well, and I adore him as a youth growing up. So you all enjoy the day, and all the best. Happy independence.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yes.
Good
Well,
morning.
happy independence to you and your family as well, sir. It's good actually learning your name, Mr. Joseph. And yes, East Indian, Afro, Trinbagonian, Syrian, Chinese, doesn't matter. You're Trinidadian. So thank you very much.
We do have St. James on the line. St. James, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. 2/3 of the Triple K. Good morning.
Good morning.
Keaton, you asked a question a while ago, you know, if Dr. Williams and Dr. Rudnat Capildo were alive today, what would they think? I am sure, pretty sure, that Dr. Williams would not be happy with the way how his great party is operating and performing. You know, it has, you know, descended into a level that he would not be comfortable with at all. Right?
Yeah.
And you know, even at the other party, Dr. Rudnat Capildo, well, I don't think he was of the UNC ilk, but both of them would not be comfortable with what is going on now in the so-called politics we have today.
Yeah.
So I myself, after years of following, these parties, especially the PNM, that have descended now into this level of politics, I don't think we have very far to go with that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Happy Independence Day to you and to your family. Keep safe out there.
Same to you.
Call on the line with us from Mayaro. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayaro.
Diversify ourselves and unite ourselves in a collaboration effort to work together to achieve the common goal. So, with that said and done, I do hope that we look forward for you in the arena, Mr. Pascal, that you have to take it leading in a different political side of things for this country. We need you guys now. Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you, caller.
Independence Day greetings to you.
See, the caller is saying
I
it.
know somebody was going to call and say it.
Aye, the caller is saying it right up, Camille. If you need a campaign manager, just let me know.
I'm fine.
Thank you very much, caller from Mayaro, for your call this morning. And to the caller from St. James, yes, you made a point. I don't think Dr. Williams nor Dr. Capilio will be too pleased for what is happening today in Trinidad and Tobago. And to Mr. Joseph, well, what can I say, sir? It's just a very happy. I'm hoping to hear from our professor from Shoguners. I'm hoping to hear from him this morning. And our lady from Diggle Martin. I know that our lovely lady from Santa Cruz is not in Trinidad and Tobago right now, but she's still with us. She's still with us,
every
messaging
single
us
day.
there
Yeah.
all the time. But caller on the line with us though from Arima. Good morning, caller.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yeah, happy Independence to all you.
To you too.
From Thursday, I'm back out to work, so you ain't going to be hearing from Raggy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. But I want to respond to your questions of what we need to change going forward. I have 3 areas we need to change going forward. Planning, education, and fairness. And I will tell you why planning had to change, right? This is my simple observation. And you tell me if this makes sense. A couple of months ago, the fire in the bamboo. The businessman had no insurance. He lost everything.
Yeah.
A couple nights later in Chantelia, bamboo got agricultural land. And these people put up commercial businesses on it. So they can't get no insurance for the business. There's 250 businesses in there, about that, with assets over $1 billion. So if your government is supposed to be a facilitator of business, I think it would be wise for somebody from the Ministry of Planning or State Lands or something to go into there, upgrade the people lease to commercial so that they could go and get insurance for the business. Because they're satisfying a serious need.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But
in
caller,
terms of education, I have a pilot project. I would like 5 former junior secondary schools from Form 1 to put in 5 trades along with 5 subjects. Maths, English, integrated science, social studies, and one other. Yeah, Maths, English, integrated science, social studies, and one other. And give these children 5 trades to do from age 11.
Yeah.
Because for me, the system had to suit the children. When Mount Hope was recently built there, after the first 5 years, they didn't get a child with a full certificate. And what kind of jobs are available to you with a full certificate as CXC passes? We need to focus on the psychomotor development of the children. That's why Jamaican athletes so good.
Well, caller,
they really ain't have much to fall back on, so this is their way out of poverty, so they have to push it.
Well, caller, listen, I know I'm not going to be hearing from you from this. I hope you will somehow find the time and work to call in now and again. But thank you very much. It's been good hearing from you, and keep well, keep
well,
safe.
it's back out of school from Thursday, so... But gentlemen, enjoy the day.
Yeah,
Nice meeting you.
enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks.
All the best, sir. Keep well.
Yeah, man.
We do have Shogunas on the line. Shogunas, good morning.
I think we lost Shagonas.
Yeah.
Caller from Shagonas, call
If
back
you can
in.
call back, yeah, please do.
The phone lines are open and the phone lines are free. I think the point that you were making. Hello?
Hello?
Yes,
oh, okay, there you are. Hello, good morning.
You wasn't hearing me.
I wasn't hearing you. Good morning, Professor.
First of all, I don't celebrate independence for one simple reason. I see nothing to celebrate.
Interesting.
Now, my criteria for that is if we didn't get independence, would we have been better off or worse off? And I think the odds are very clear. We couldn't be worse off. Kenyan mentioned that we pull above our weight, which is true. But we have always done that. That has nothing to do with independence. Trinidad has always produced well above its weight, long before independence. We mentioned about at independence the talk with Dr. Capileo and Dr. Williams. But we're missing out the key person in that scenario. That was Ellis Clark. Because when Williams and Capileo was having problems agreeing, it was Ellis Clark who told them, look, what are two big men? Or don't forget all the same about politics and go there and get what is best for Trinidad and Tobago. And in my opinion, they get one of the best system of government and constitution the world have seen. There are few countries who I think would pass, people like the Scandinavian countries and Singapore. And the difference between Singapore and Trinidad is they continue that system. We, however, when Williams got ill, our system was sabotaged. And that is why. Now, if somebody could name me one progress in Trinidad due to independence, not because we are Trinidad is great people, I know Trinidad is great people. Name me one. If not, thank you, gentlemen, unless you have a question.
No, Professor.
Talking about yesterday.
Yes.
You know why I didn't get you yesterday?
Why is that?
I go every month and pay my telephone bill because I get no telephone bill coming here on time.
Ah, yeah.
Saturday they cut off my phone.
Oh.
But I didn't know they cut off my phone because when I called, they didn't give me no message that they cut off my phone. They just said they can't complete my phone. Now, before independence, before they cut your phone, they will sit down and say, you have so and so time to pay your bill, or else they will cut you off. The trouble is, I wasn't owing nothing, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
What happened is I went on the 19th of the month, and they charged me for the bill before, but the new bill, I tell them clear, they didn't charge me for that. You know, when I go yesterday and pay, and they clear the arrears, they still don't want to take the money for the new month, which are already on the bill since the 15th.
Oh,
why? You expect me to be proud at that?
Because they wanted, I
No,
know
that
why.
bullshit. I mean,
why.
why we don't get telephone bill? As a boy, we used to get a letter and to the letter here within 2 days. Now we take it here than 2 months.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So, WESN had a program to name one or two things that we should be proud of due to independence. Not because we are great people. I know we are great people. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Oh, good. Professor, we are sorry about that.
I know why, you know, because I wouldn't call the company's name. It's a particular company that sends you your bill. Yes, they're supposed to send it before, but they send you it, like they tell you, they send you today and they say it's due today. And if you don't pay today...
Is that particular company red in color?
Yeah,
yeah,
They keep doing me that. They've been doing me that for the last couple of months and tell me it's due today, but I don't get paid until
that particular company as well. I have to admit I get good service from them. I can't really complain about the service, at least in compared to TSTT, who's yet to come fix our copper lines here in Woodbrook. Thank you very much, TSTT. You've left us stranded for about 3 months, but that's okay. That's no problem at all. Your CEO could go smile and laugh and have a good time and probably get her bill paid. In relation to that particular company, yes, good service, but you're right, they will send you your bill today for today,
Yeah.
or if your bill is, you get your bill today, if you don't pay it within 2 days, they actually put on a late fee.
Yes.
2 days.
They've been doing it after the last 6 months.
2 days, right? And then, because don't get me wrong, I know everybody needs their money, and every company needs to pay their employees and pay for their services and whatnot. I get it. But 2 days, and even more so, put it this way, because of the state of communication here in TNT, I don't think we have much of a choice, do we? We don't have much of a choice. Anyway, folks.
But on the aspect, what are you doing for Independence tomorrow, Keaton?
What am I doing for Independence tomorrow? Oh, well, I am going to wake up very early and watch the parade on television. Right. Now, I am going to watch this on television, actually, because I could come into Port of Spain. I actually was thinking of going to the crafts market on Adam Smith Square.
Right.
But I think I'm going to be a bit more lazy tomorrow than I usually am, and sleeping a little late. You know?
I mean, yes, you do have to use those opportunities to do things like that.
Exactly, because you know why, Kevin?
Yes.
See, from next week, Monday,
when that traffic starts.
When that traffic hits, and you have to leave home the time you're waking up now.
Yeah.
And it's going to take you 2 hours into Port of Spain and 2 hours out of Port of Spain. I think tomorrow I'm just going to enjoy it.
The last of it, the last few days of it.
What are you going to do?
Probably come into Port of Spain and look at the parade, probably.
Yeah. I certainly actually want to go to the crafts market on Adam Smith Square. Oh, by the way, Toronto, Canada,
Yes.
they're celebrating Toronto. They've actually set up a free festival and a free fair. And also the CN Tower is being lit.
Yes, not only that, the Niagara Falls will be lit in our colors. I think between 10 p.m. Tomorrow and 10:15 or 10:25 or something like that.
And also this thing with fireworks, as I didn't really want to get too much into politics,
have to get into it.
but you know, it's nonsense. As much as the former Attorney General said he witnessed his dogs and he witnessed the trauma for the first time, and as much as the why is it that we're still going ahead? I mean, what's the point? I mean, okay, if you want a fireworks display, no problem. They say that the Queen's Park Savannah is central to everything. Boy, if I was you, I would put it in the National Stadium. They have to fix the National Stadium, by the way. They're going to break down the Jean Pierre Complex, just to let you know. That's the update the sports minister gave.
Oh,
right?
Interesting.
Yeah, so they're going to do it. But I would put it there because the zoo is not in an ideal location at all. That's the first problem. The zoo is not in an ideal location. 2, why is it that we're continuing with this grand fireworks celebration in that area? If we want fireworks, or we've had all this talk about fireworks legislation and banning fireworks, we're not doing anything about it. If anything, we just going ahead as normal and encouraging it.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct in saying that. And I know at the press conference when the Minister of Housing was asked, because she's the person that chairs the Cabinet Committee that's responsible for Independence celebration this year, Minister Camille Robinson-Regis. She was asked about it, and she said, well, it's basically that they're going forward this year. She was asked about silent fireworks. Is there going to be a silent fireworks display? And she said, no, obviously not for this year. So it's that they've stated that they don't really care about the animals, and yeah, that's how we're going forward.
That's basically it. I want to go to the zoo. I like the fact that we have a zoo, but it's not in an ideal location. And
correct.
Clearly, we just didn't care to do anything about it. So, put it this way. A couple of years ago, a kangaroo passed away after being here for a couple of weeks. Passed away because of the trauma experienced. I only hope that
the giraffes as well, if I'm not mistaken, had gotten injured.
Yeah.
Just based on the noise and their movement that they make with their neck.
Of course, because you remember this is not their natural habitat.
Correct.
You know. Anyway, folks, let's take a quick break here on the program, because when we return, as we conclude this morning's discussions, we have a very, very special way that we're going to end the program. We'll be right back after this.
Happy Independence from Motor Care and Maintenance MCM Limited for all your vehicle repairs, diesel and gas. Approved Vehicle Inspection Station. Celebrate and enjoy life in your fully electric and hybrid Mini. Happy Independence TNT from LaFast Motors.
Nuance Security and Solar Systems Limited. ensuring value with renewable energy solutions for all.
We celebrate with TNT, Medical Associates Private Hospital, offering cutting-edge technology for all our customers' health issues.
You can become a highly trained emergency response professional that can operate in the health, corporate, industrial, and educational sectors. Tech EMS courses include EMT, AEMT, paramedic, BLS, ACLS, PALS, First Aid, CPR, AED, and other courses.
Happy Independence from Tech EMS Training Academy.
What's your choice? Choice Optical. That's my choice.
AM Prime on WESN, the only place from 6 to 7:30 a.m. where you can get the most analytical and thorough interviews and regional reports.
The Barbados Labour Party, led by the Prime Minister Mia Motley, once again able to achieve a clean sweep in yesterday's general election.
I think a lot of people have underestimated the power of Tobago nationalism.
If the government is afraid to say it, I, Martin George, I am saying it this morning on your show, Andy, there will be no carnival before Ash Wednesday.
Grab a cup of coffee and start your day right watching AM Prime with Andy Johnson weekdays from 6 a.m. only on your content capital, WESN.
Welcome to the American University of Barbados School of Medicine. We offer 2 comprehensive MD programs. 5.5-year program for high school finishers and 4-year program for college graduates.
The American University of Barbados has been accredited with the Barbados Accreditation Council, BAC, and has been accredited
by CAMHP.
As the medical school has affiliate hospitals at Baltimore and Chicago in the USA and the Caribbean islands.
Register early for September 2022. The Guide family has been serving TNT for over 70 years. From the management and staff of JE Guide Funeral Home and Crematorium, Happy Independence.
Fan Zone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Independence greetings from J&A Supermarket and Deli on the Avenue. For your grocery items, market items, grab-and-go meals, plus mobile phones and accessories.
Rise to the occasion with Cocky Lucky, exclusively sold at the Big Mike Wellness Center.
Number 19 Market Street in Aruka. Contact 346-26 or 338-7775.
Enjoy your independence. The Retail Warehouse Christmas Village is open. This independence, get a massive 50% off selected items while stocks last. When you need land, a home, or investment property, step-by-step property consultancy and management can help you. Happy Independence.
Welcome back to Talking Points. As we close, I want to thank Mr. Darren Leasing, AASB, Ashraf Ali, and the gentleman alongside me for the Monday and Tuesday program. Well, for your contribution generally over the last couple of weeks and with one-on-one. Mr. Pascal, happy Independence Day, sir.
Same to you, Keaton, and Independence greetings to our viewers and all of those from Trinidad and Tobago who live around the world. Certainly an occasion for us to celebrate and recognize the things which bring us together and the things that strengthen us.
Certainly. Well, happy Independence Day to all our viewers and to all those who are part of WSN Content Capital and who makes WSN Content Capital what it is. It's all of us here and it's to you, the viewer. Trinidad and Tobago, we wish you all the best. We hope for the best. And as we celebrate 6 days of independence, let us remember what we've gone through, where we came from, what we're about. And let's turn that into something even greater. Let's take all these positives and make it into one big, better Trinidad and Tobago. We wouldn't be here with you tomorrow because we want to enjoy the celebrations as well. Probably sleep a little late. But we will see you on Thursday again. Please keep safe and keep well. And what a better way to close this show than with this. Enjoy. Volume, please.
God bless our nation of many varied races. May we possess that common love that binds and makes us one. Let it be known around the world that we can boast of unity and take our pride in our liberty. God bless our isles of tropic beauty, a flaming point and the shady
WESN